On this episode of the Infowars News Blitz, a liquor store clerk opens fire on an armed robbery. A free speech suit aims to end Twitter's political censorship, and a Parkland teacher says shooter was wearing full body armor. That and a lot more, so stay tuned. For the final week of February the 26th, 2018, this is the first article of the year, and it's an article written by Adon Salas. The title is called, "We're Not Going to Be Victims. Liquor store clerk opens fire on armed robber." I'm not even sure how he got away with his life at this point, reports police officer. Here. Riveting footage at Oklahoma's shows two liquor store clerks using firearms to defend an armed robber. A mother-daughter tag team in Tulsa sprang into action Thursday when shotgun-toting Tony Lee attempted to rob the Forest Acres liquor. The video footage shows Lee, 36 to 37, walking into the store with a gun, threatening the two male clerks, and began looking through the cash register. Lee began to leave, then turns back as the woman begins grabbing guns from behind the register. One woman proceeds to open fire as Lee hovers over them. He tries to leave the store as one other woman continues shooting at him. Then he turns back and fights the woman. Her daughter grabs her own gun and fires on Lee as he attempts to wrestle the firearm from the other woman. The woman suffered non-life-threatening injuries, but Lee sustained multiple gunshots and was transported to the hospital. I don't even know how he got away with his life at this point, Sergeant Brandon Whitcox told Tulsa World. While Lee's injuries were intentionally reported to be critical, police say his condition has improved and he is now in an induced coma. Police believe Lee is responsible for two other robberies in the area. "We are not going to be victims," the women were quoted as saying. Well, look at what we got here. Guns save the day. Again! I mean, basically, and after the Parkland shooting, they now want to ban guns from citizens, all because some mentally ill, crazy psychopath wanted to shoot up the whole school, even though the FBI didn't stop the guy. But I'll get more into that in the last article that covers it. But to be honest with you, this is a good story where it says guns can be used in a good way. This is why you need firearms, folks, because technically you don't know what the heck's gonna happen and if something like this happens. So, good luck, girl. Oh, sorry. I mean, good job, ladies. Real nice job. Anyway, onward to the second article here. And it's an article written by Ivan Manson. The title is called "Free Speech Suit Aims to End Twitter's Political Censorship." This article was linked also by Infowars.com. And this actually goes into something that's actually going on here, folks. A group of free speech lawyers filed the most serious legal challenge yet to Twitter's censorship policies Tuesday in San Francisco County Supreme Court, seeking a ruling preventing Twitter from banning users purely on the bias of their views and political associations. The 20-page complaint contends that under a California legal doctrine that recognizes some private facilities as public forums, Twitter may not discriminate against speech on their platform based purely on viewpoint. If successful, it would be the first extent of the doctrine to internet social media platforms and could transform the way free speech is tracked online. The suit became all more irrelevant Wednesday as Twitter stood accused of blocking thousands of conservatives under the guise of cracking down on Russian bots. The article goes on to say that basically, let's see here, basically, as the complaint points out, the U.S. Supreme Court called internet social media the modern public square last year in an 8-0 decision, holding a law that made it a felony for sex offenders to use social media after their release violated the First Amendment. Peters was quick to draw a distinction between so-called time, place, manner restrictions on speech, which he freely admits Twitter has a right to enforce, and the viewpoint of discrimination, which his suit is challenging. I mean, folks, YouTube, Google, Facebook, they're doing this right now, folks. And as I'm talking right now, Alex Jones had two strikes on his whatchamacallit, on the Alex Jones show page. They had to say about one strike, but folks, they are coming, okay? They are coming for our free speech. And basically, y'all need to wake the hell up. Just wake up. This isn't over by a long shot. They are coming. And of course, the video, or should I say the article, was also from Breitbart.com, which I forgot to mention in the last article. So here we are, folks. The last article here. And it's an article written by Dan Lehman and Jamie White. The title is called Parkland Teacher. Shooter was wearing full body armor, helmet, and a face mask. Survivors offer strange description of encounter with killer. A school teacher was grazed by a bullet while saving students from the school massacre in Parkland, Florida, offering a detailed description of the shooter during an appearance on Good Morning America that adds confusion to the official narrative. Stacy Lippel, a language, art, and creative writing teacher at Majority Stoneman High School, came face to face with the shooter on February 14th, Valentine's Day, folks, as she ushered terrified students into her classroom for shelter. She condoled her encounter in a sit-down with Good Morning America. If there was a video here, it is not here, folks. Now, the link of it was removed. It can be found here, here, and here. Yeah, just look at the links here, folks. You can go there. All of a sudden, I heard gunshots in the stairwell, which is in about 20 feet away from my homeroom. And then I saw kids screaming, running back toward me, towards the end of the hallway. She explained. So I just went into this strange autopilot mode where I pivoted on my feet and unlocked my door, and the kids started pouring in. I don't know how many kids were in there, but I pulled them in and shouted at them to get in the room. Lapel says that then she tried to pull her door shut, but not before one of the shooters grazed her arm and a wound which she showed on the camera. She described a warning from teacher Scott Bagel to also shut the door, adding Bagel couldn't see the shooter. I had a good visual of him, which is why I yelled at him to shut his door. And there's more here, folks. I wish I could read the whole thing, but I'm not going to do it. This obviously is a cover-up, but here's Alex Jones on this.
Not promise, I got to get these clips. What they don't want you to know is the video that's now up on newswars.com. Parkland teacher shooter was wearing full metal body armor, helmet, and face mask, which is what the other students said by name on local TV, that there's shooting going on and all this stuff and all hell breaking loose, and there is Cruz with nothing, his gym bag, no weapons, no nothing, while it's going. And then now more witnesses. And we've had them on. And then CNN reaches in and says, you can't see that, and has it deleted. And now Infowars is being hacked and being taken down because they're desperate to keep you from knowing about all this. But here's the bottom line. The globalist, when you study warfare in a asymmetrical type 21st century guerrilla warfare system like this, it starts informationally, then it's intimidation, then it's financial, then the violence ratchets up, then they use a bunch of false flags to bring in the full takeover.
All right, thank you. I mean, as soon as this article went up, the hack jobs went down, folks. And I'm glad they survived this hack job as well, to bring down Infowars.com, because they don't want this article to be seen. They just don't want this article to be heard. Or to actually be seen. I mean, basically, there's something up here. I mean, bearded men. The deputy being a, what do we call it? A part of care, and then I'm reading here. It said that it was one of the little girls said that technically she was with the shooter when all this was going on. So this is a clear cover up, folks. And I'm beginning to think that this is now really become clear. This is some sort of cover up to go after the First Amendment and the Second Amendment and everything in the middle. So we need to be vigilant now, folks. Oh, that's all the articles I have for you today. If you'd like to read more about the article, please go to link below, go to Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com. There you can find hundreds of articles just like this one I have read for you today. This is the Infowars News. I'm InfoGunner. Have a film number 3. Please like, subscribe, and donate. Bye-bye.